2024 election.
Yeah.
In Central for near India trip.
Sure.
Looking at what happened in 2020. And near is see electoral fraud to be a encounter and then a bra Electoral Commission chairperson Madam James a declaration presidential resource or declare mistakes I would we ye 2024 no na Ghana has say Central for any abre na political parties no will be any abre na me share Ablekuma North na me dream kokosi 2020 presidential resource declaration ya e course as a Electoral Commission e ba ne say add up figures omo challenge wo hono na 2020 expose Electoral Commission.
Oh, really?
Women competence. Emma Ghana for huni. And at 2024, so which your constituencies are who do be a yenya challenges for Honomoa. Agyarko North na. Never be brenna dead. I'm Electoral Commission. Ghana for I expose woman Castle who said, "Do man, I want me to do baby." I say a bro woman who are so. Say presidential po and a we mistake here. Constituency. It wasn't one constituency. Now constituencies become Eastern region. NPA and Rakwakoya Kwetia, Adwajiri, other constituencies became.
In fact, are you on my address for Dome Kwabenya?
Dome Kwabenya, and should be I have for no
Okakwe
Central, and I have for no so
a lot of places. I mean,
Electoral Commission. Elections now organizing no. Our Ghana has say no. A constitutional instrument. See, 127. Your embra. Yeah, electoral process in a bomb mobile. A dear Nembrana see. A dear Nembrana at the moment here. A permanent shayeno process due procedure. Now, what do you say? What to watch them? Who open. Some of these things never happen because you're quite election we are. Dikayat in Ghana says, "O election, police station one man also win waba." So what na police station one man ulusu ni ewia wa ye de ewia. Edu collection center no amu ani anda hono mo a hono mo na wo be hu say paper pin sheet ni ade bi no na che say ye dani bi ni esese bi barrel boss na enti no grounds one man kasa na hu say wo lusu anase wo hwini. CIA constitutional instrument Electoral Commission Ejina so a wode hye 2024 abano e die be na Electoral Commission say ye kwone ekokoto abawie na say is returning officer eye declaration wie a ye nkonkosi akire na bia yensesa ballot papers bi emra ebia police depot see e ba be ye recounting see na ye de ko election no e fa na chair recounting because we say back and forth say electoral after elections no court issues by your court na ye kana a judgment about recounting na nkofo bisa say recounting e fa na fra eba see no party bay portion bay e fa na she act no e fa na e she say e was see ye recounting any recounting. So this back and forth recounting. Ekoya kokodu baby say epo kwan pin sheet ni bi ho no mo a e ba ya EC officers na nkasa kwan ehun say we say enya me na me sign ye. But no so na Electoral Commission so obedi you should declare results e wo Agyarko North. Ya munia me see ye baby om koya recount bi ono ma ye say ne ma bebre wono mo ne ade ya che say clashes awudo bebre na si fourth ni nyina Electoral Commission because on one kasa ne mra na wo so diso no wode ye adwuma no on pesa sa amra ko no ode be ye adwuma enti tem bia na e be ye sabato bia no na che say hwe enra me hu say MP ye nyankopo ato ne sade me yam hye me say Ghana na say ya san so be ko ba election if you cry just 6 months ni kwa ni results you cry no enye bukata na bi no dia fa maka constituencies bebre wono ma enka ba election be kokso ye be rerun so na akwatia say na ye amanso na no ye na Supreme Court edi ruling bi e ba ya che say MP e bia ne ho ye de edwo ne kakra ni nyina ye Electoral Commission cia 127 na ye de hye aba no na on pese odi be ye adwuma o pese as a favor one political party bi. It is a political party now of favor is wonya de a and one word in tumi one word in hye one word na pam one word na hoden e be ye ne awope eti na che say e be wi achi ne nkofu opra ne nkofu esi enne MPP amanyoku a edu ba bi Electoral Commission eye adwuma ma wo ma no mani gie no enne wo mu esu be so wo mu esu no emra ne CI na e de kokoto aba no he fa na Electoral Commission tumi say one wan kasa gina ne tumi so say o declare say there are some police stations bi ho no mo a results everyone mobile no yenya challenges wonti yakonko yensan konkoto emra ne gitum.
I see.
Question means me bisa no because high court na bema ruling.
Yes. At the parliamentary elections, yes. High courts.
High court.
Yeah.
But back and forth, yeah, court, mean, high court, be a recounting. And electoral commission, and Merab Bay. Ghana has political parties, the MPP and this, if you will be there, why then, who are you? But it's a boat here will be there. Me MPP, no, I didn't know your name, I say, or Monako see a chira. As electoral commission, the Omo and Wompe. This same electoral commission, in a mass son of Swa, do obey be a one electoral commission, and Marani a pound share was what the Yedman, on fine Yeduma, and your MPP. Because always electoral commission, no, a person will Yeduma be favor one political party. It's an electoral commission who you said, Madame J. Mensa, as Sarah Bosman, any other commissioners, no, and who you said, as the Obina the president. And when you to me, and any favor ni be aso yeso. Eti paymasters eduma na yeye. Eti always it's not about political party be say NDC kire na adwen. Opa be kire wa adwen. Wa kire wa adwen yemfa. Wo kanya tasem yemfa at the end of the day no. Enyo na wo di president, enyo na wo governor man no. Eye MPP na ediso. And na Akufo Addo na ediso. And wa bo me di say me electoral commission chairperson. Me deputy. Me mra ha no mra me adwuma. Eti enya whole electoral institutional, independent institutional. Afi no ye adwuma de ma one political party. But JB may come and say you do some pempenso because of electoral commission. And running a pama share ya parliament approve here was electoral process ye di ye adwuma no. Electoral commission no fa nya adwuma. Etin ye do some pempenso we. But electoral commission was a rerun now wo ye no. Say police stations here more than 200 and I think 281. Emu 19 and also kwakoye. And Merabay and electoral commission agent so.
All right. It's a very simple question. Yemame Jean Adukwe Mensan. Very simple question. Merabay na ujina so kwakoye rerun no. Any other commissioners no. Ivan.
Maybe.
Mamna hoye na.
Yeah. Electoral commission.
Yeah.
I think
that sending message said she doesn't know why they haven't sacked the woman. They haven't sacked her, but they will sack her. Why? Don't worry.
So of course.
They kind of what here for. Now, say all these things are happening because we live in a country where people don't take responsibility for their actions. Because in any serious democratic dispensation, these jokers sitting at electoral commission will not be parading themselves, masquerading around the streets of this country, calling themselves commissioners. Because for me, all of them have crossed their Rubicon. Rubicon also you cross.
You will tree speaking.
They say cross Rubicon. There is no way over back. So they are done. Their positions have become untenable.
I see.
And because I will have those of incompetence as I a display Kroma and ya Ghana for na democracy ya mature to a certain level. I'm telling you, say Ghana and Sudan can no difference be anim. Ghana ne Cote d'Ivoire na omuku omo na nka difference be anim. But Ghana for na etoda despite the political differences in as for no we still value yankasa ye ho na kwan ye fa so ye nema. Is the reason why we are here.
Yeah.
Electoral commission near my oil. You see, people are talking about rerun. People are talking about polling station, recounting, and as for the major part of it, where the electoral commission will take responsibility for what they have done. No, because said enough, Mr. Stacey can so go back to 2020 elections. Go and look at series of mistakes. Basic mistake. Electoral commissioners. They never, nobody penalized them for any of them. Fast forward 2024 elections. You declare election, we know electoral commission across the ballot box about cry. Now the soldier for Kuka declare. So there were sheer contradictions for almost all the declaration of Moye at the constituency, which the law says it must be done and declared at the constituency. No, the electoral commission came to Accra, violated the laws of saying electoral process, then redeclared different people as and at the time, I was expecting that somebody would challenge the competence of these jokers sitting there as commissioners, but nobody questioned. You understand? The last time I catch Donald Trump, Abra and Kobe Kwakuna assassination, the head of Secret Service, your friend Kimberly Chittle, not only baby close to baby, I didn't know it happened yet, but because the ultimate responsibility rested with the head, she appeared before Senate. And I'm to understand the woman had no other option than to tender in her resignation to your friends, the president or resign Kofi.
Yeah.
That is where people take ultimate responsibility. We sat in this country, Eko Sha, Eko Tuaba. This Jane Mensa woman, through a letter, Eko try a significant part of voter region from a constituency. These people sat there for 4 good years without a representation. You know, be a man and settle this particular injustice that was done for 4 good years. They got away with it, and for the political class, it was normal because at the time, no, a favor man for and I and the Electoral Commission, Bosman Asara Kwatina Parliament, catching we are seeing they had 3 areas. Omokwako Kanto left your declare results. No, don't forget the results had already been declared. Yeah. And the Electoral Commission now some between Kasa 3. And then the same commission is catching and say Omokwako run our 12 polling 19 polling station. Are these people not jokers? Are these people not jokers? And these jokers should not be given power to be toying with state institutions like the Electoral Commission. Because my culture, as you see, when you look around Africa, there are a lot of graveyards all because of electoral violence and electoral misunderstanding arising from some of these, your friend is saying, basic errors commissions and institutions. We've seen belligerence, intransigence on the part of the Electoral Commissioner. The ordinary people, actors, the stakeholders, like the NDC MPP are all critical stakeholders in our electoral enterprise. They've been a series of engagement. They never listen. I know the day Electoral Commission say run. But the most important question, and I had sister beside say Electoral Commission, my Electoral Commission who can say Yakoto Abana say your friend say you whooping sheeter. Electoral Commission to me declares run. There is no law. So Electoral Commissioner is the same arena and consistently they are trampling on the laws of the land with impunity. They don't respect anybody because some of these things could have been resolved through an IPAC engagement with the stakeholders. NDC MPP, they are the critical stakeholders or more be at hand. And any other IPAC by so whatever it is, you engage these critical stakeholders and explain to them, say, because of A, B, C, D, this is that decision that we've taken as a commission. Monsono, your input, you understand? But you bypass these institutions, then you flout the law with impunity. At the end of the day, do you want people to take you serious? So for me, I think that you see, we are here because the Electoral Commission is so incompetent and the remnant of Akufo-Addo Nneema we begin to ask ourselves, how on earth Kwan Ben as Uncle Fuifas of commissioners? Because come on, James and Nneema Wadanadi from day one clearly shows she's an incompetent person. Bossman Asara and people are even calling for their head. And for me, I think that you see, there are thousands of reasons I will be to media general petition for the removal of these jokers parading themselves as easy because continuously they are not only endangering our democracy, but the young kasa, people, our lives are on the line because in the days ahead, they might be taking decisions. I know the day in Ghana before boom, and we must not sit down and watch some of these things. For instance, that's already voter regions are no quota free If that's already a panel be say Bantuma Kumase. You 12 free moment for 4 good years. I do think people have peace in this country. And if these people have declared a tendency to do that nonsense at the place, then the probability that they can replicate same somewhere is high. I think we must begin to call the heads of these jokers and push them out of the Electoral Commission. I am not saying this because government has changed. Because these people have displayed incompetence. And for me, that is enough reason. Baby, I'm more declare say young quiet rerun. The question is abato na yekoto no pink sheet no hefa sa pink sheet no nyame mama no mo de command no me papa no mo de command no but the Electoral Commissioner yamano all the resources in the country to conduct the election cannot tell us the whereabouts of pink sheet, which is the essential document agency to about. JB, the question is what is your competence? And it's the same as the Donald Trump situation, and the woman should resign. The Electoral Commission cannot tell us you pink sheet and that should be the reason why I inquire elections. Who is going to finance it? But beyond the Electoral Commission and this MPP position could take somebody is it the right call? Oh yes, maybe MPP definitely that is what I do because the question is you act the legal basis for the rerun. You what I say? The legal basis for the rerun because Sarah Misikan say court and a more home just to ensure you declare way. So based on what, because you see, other way are very dangerous to the sense that allow electoral commission to do this rerun. Do you know what is going to happen in the future? A constituency a political party be presidential election will win convincingly. Electoral commission will catch us a pink seat and that area and the whole region may have impact on the offense and the electoral prospect. So some of these things are you magnify it as a reasonable, sensible person to put a perspective on it. And 19 constituencies or China, a bit the whole region because ultimately you turn presidential election, electoral commission say Ashanti region, the whole Ashanti region, pink seat tonight, will you be happy in this country? So I don't know more, very dangerous. Is the reason why I support this particular court action. But you see, whether it will hold or not, and that is another thing, because almost they are performing a constitutional duty and a recent ruling so person will stop a constitutional process that is emotional. You need a very reasonable justification to prove that indeed when the thing is done it will cause an irreparable damage. So I think we will leave that to the court to decide. But for me, I think that my focus is on the Electoral Commission. JB, you and I, we said they are incompetent bunch of individuals. It has nothing to do with the NDC MPP. These people, they will endanger the prospect of this country. And Omo Kasakra na West, Boss Manasari, Obiena, Obio Free University, but people thought he was bringing on board some ingenuity and wisdom. Okasa Sebiase Bibi, you know how I went to see as Okwana school.
Oh, how?
Oh, and I went to several times. NDC MPP are critical.
Yeah, you could even the school there to say.
Oh, I said, American to the concha, but I say, Okasa boom, 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 boom. But this is a person who is supposed to be an intellectual. Okasa Yansa be him. And sa attitude, you know, and as how much of my attitude, you know, that Electoral Commission, Kasa boom, 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 Yansa be him. You say, oh, yeah, they will be too far. You need to listen. Because Electoral Commission shall say they were going this ballistic and people started cautioning them, say, here we are today, Jebi. Messenger NDC Nanya majority of the seat. And they've decided to let some of the seats go. I'm telling you, sir, Obuase, Techiman, Bobo, Tema West, Nena Sefonum, and even that.
Is it
Tema West? Bibi Bright.
Yes.
Yes, and for me,
Concrete North.
Baba Sadiq. Yes, and for me, I am very disappointed. The fact that we're winning more seats, doesn't mean that we should let some of these things go. Because when Electoral Commission were already declared election, were illegal, violating laws. But because I've gotten enough seats, or China or the Bedu or the Diwa, there will be precedent to make reference to. You understand? So me, we need to be very serious and very frontal. Now you're making sure, say, the Electoral Commission, or more demonstrating nothing but incompetence. They have demonstrated, said they are insincere. You cannot rely on them, and the state institution cannot be changing position in the space of months. You understand? And for me, that should be the concern. On the side of the MPP, for now, who's the MPP? Boom, Electoral Commission, hey, 8 good years. Now, Attorney General who defended the Electoral Commission both on radio and TV, and you're complaining about the Electoral Commission for what? That is the insincerity on the part of these individuals. So some of us, our position have always been consistent. Say the men signing microphone they have no knowledge about electoral process and as a form. Patapani gidi gidi. And until they adopted those aggressive postures na Okanyans because the people they were dealing with. The NDC MPP, Mark Menu, I said, these people have been part of the electoral process since 1992. You understand? So these are individuals you can just trash their opinion just like that. You are the learner. Where is he also? But you are the one learning the process because these are institutions sitting in. So you collaborate with them. Baby and Nema want just to. Your friends are waiting to pay down but you acquire 2020 elections. 2024 elections asem da bia mekase Ghana for should continue so mbebo because 2024 elections Sunday na ya sorry ya na tension kuki okroma say no say nya baumia na dimreka kogitum say wawe I'm telling you say nkan sema besi okroma na nya adeketo because na Electoral Commission emfa your friends say two your friends say figures kura mbomu ba bia they were sitting at their office. Your friends are throwing funny justifications. Polling station, political party for AKBC, you have access to figures. What nonsense! But we bought these things in this country. You understand? So for me, I think the time has come. The Chief Justice issue no koda. we should not stop saying Chief Justice issue about we should forget the Electoral Commission. No. Every single state institution that has demonstrated incompetence is the reason why we voted the Akufo-Addo government out, because the guy just decided to staff state institutions with individuals or more some alliances and allegiance to him. For me, this is a time, an opportunity for us to, sanitize these state institutions and ensure state institutions will once again become very effective, reliable, and Ghanaians can go to sleep when we are having an election, but not be putting these jokers in the sensitive position and be fooling around in the name of exercising constitutional duty.
Well, Ivan Innocent, Che, you say, Bosman Asare, or Kasati Sobi, or call evening school, and Aju school. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, you call Aju school, yeah, that's it. Now, so yes, I also come back and I share the sudden demise of the Member of Parliament for Akwetia. Very, very energetic, strong man, young man, 40 years, I'm told. Say, Ernest Kumi, what on an was said, though. I mean, the ENRA, or the floor of Parliament, after your marking, officially informed the Speaker of Parliament. Now, no more conducting government business because of the sudden demise. They had to just sorry. Say niatu omono emodru ntomutumi entina parliament na omo enye saso ena the majority leader, that is Mahama Yariga, also supports motion ma Speaker of Parliament ejitu musomu na mo sorry na ene omo same convey of parliament no monye conducted government business. Now looking at from where he's coming from, the pressure what constituency honomo, any other factors put together. Now what's in new one? Lucius, dear neighbor would trim in the first place.
You gave him that say. We dema. Memfa kwanya isuna. Mema abufiafo no yako. Na mema okunafo no so yako. Jebi emu ya.
Yeah.
Emu ya, most especially Moshe Obia Afeni wanya 40 years. Da yetaka say life begins at 40.
At 40, yeah.
Intino, we de oduru 40 na life no ba be begin na no twas. Oti asem say ya enya asem de emu ya pa nti yema obi bia oben no yako enra na me hwe video bi a na banti bi esu na o ka se bani da so nyina aide asa because NS Yakumi ono ne ye abufianu pillar enti wa free mu die bani da so nyina asa enti obi sa no what is say wa free ma enye easy abufianu akọ ahohihiam abufianu akọ ahohihiam pa most especially ohwe oba kunafo na ohwe enkora nso a wajaba achi a so ahu abufianu mpempi no eno ane o maame ne papa no meka with regards to nkora no nti no wesi a wa free mu no ebia ebeduru baabi nkora no betoto bani otu ani hwe benku hwe ni mfa a se unhu bia anka ne na wofa ya adwuma pa ya kan wofa abufiamu o wofa o papa de kura de na ye ntamfa ya ni kura papa so se wofa betin de no wofa ni baabia bi enti emu ya na de meka ese oba kunafo no onchechire ne wre nyame ne de ma ono anso ne san de eje nyame na ne nim ne oye na mum ade ba ko a mete ya I say masha ase tete a enye me de no ye ebi mu aba sha ase post say oba no ebe contest for
but is it not too early?
Meaning say oso wa hu bi.
But I mean it's too early.
No aba be ye ade ba ko a MPP for no ohu baji atu wachi ase enti anytime bia obeti say MP bia awu no ahu na bedwe oba na abedun beko contest no wachi ase ye abibre mu ha ase die oba kunafo mpo die na nka ye wo bre a udi utim di pie ede ye niema bi o ahu ukunu awu na within the shortest possible time na wokọ ye ayi oko contest de nka bibrim ha minjini say wo tribe bia esoso. I'm not against Obakunafo oko contest, but I'm against the mankind saying period
the morality aspect of it.
Morally
doesn't make sense.
Say nipa no wie na ya hyase adwen say Obakunafo no next a year so obeko contest ahu enya dia etwa yi me feel say bribia so say yebetimi akasa ti asade no emwa enya dia eboa and then ade ba ko a meka nso yese metete aja owuo no baaye no ebi mo ekase na pressure edane so because no assignment bi a na say oye kra na want to be anya before but say okọ baabi ekoye aduma and okoboa ni nua bi nti oba beduru akra Sunday no na nka ade chi Monday no krampo na osan so wo presentation nti obeduru Sunday no saa anadwo Sunday na anadwo na no na osan prepare usia de against the Monday morning no programmer or then owo ehọ no mmom ne o complaini nakoma ahu ne yere edno den ekọ hospital adi kusi so ahu enti no ade ba ko a because we share the series of events wakoma from somewhere 2019 honma was started say ope MP adi na oni Amasi ne call contest from 2019 no fractions are ewuma from Honum this current one 2024 elections after primaries na osan call general elections no wahu elections is ye nyina ye nim say akwatia Honum enso ho nsem ekoye bebri later ne court declare the man that maybe I'm the man who basi court declare the man to say welcome ye near me person me can ediko wie say empempi no politics na ye no yenya time so ye onye bi ho yenya time so enye dey emaye ho what you say because na kuma ya o complain ye me gidie say bia okoko checkups bi mu ne nasefo a enke bia doctors kra betu no for say onya kwanye den home because na pressure no yeden pressure no eso enti na mu nyina no niema yeden ahihye ho unfortunately mema de na yenta enko checkers ma no de be ya de kakra be ye mema no de na sometimes no o he na say okonyanya yi paracetamol bia na say na ohu enti no ye nya time so emfa ma ye ho na ye reduce pressure na eba because agba bia wo ye bia je bi higher uti unse captain it na ha ene ono de ho beto ha be se ko ban se wa firi musesi asira be se nso anya obi yen twɛn kra yen ka se wunti program nko so atameso te konwa so ye ya ebi ni se ofiri mu ya yi no ye dwene ayi offense and by elections ofiri mu na o ye dwene by elections we say President Mahama yes so it doesn't really matter near wo ye untimunye so special say won ufiri hon ma ye nyobi replace you da no enti no yenya time e ma ye ho na yenhwe ya pomudin ya didie mu na yenye exercise so kakra wo de obia bewu Bible no crash say mfie na watwa ma no ye 70 what ase ha na bom ansa na ubewu no say utimi de niam bi gu akwan mu na
na remember ho but me no be last innocent young men in the NPP are falling out. I mean, it's me the likes of John Kuma, JB Dankwa, Koheford, and Lydia Hassan, Agyarko, Ibadol Agyarko. These are young, vibrant guys. Winner free NPP within less than 10 years. I mean, what does this mean for our democracy, any NPP party?
Yeah, I think it's sad. A young man of this stature, all of a sudden, pass on in the manner that we saw. Because I'm for say Omuhuno on the weekends now.
Sure.
But there be maybe because of the background I come from, very often I disagree with people. Omokase onyare wawu onyare. So we dear we are not means you are sick, and then you should accept that. And there is nowhere actually say just away and send wawu. Yes, or if you hospital, you understand some of these things. And never be actually just away that one send wawu. So some of these things is quite unfortunate, but I think we only say family in this difficult time, you know. Or more a baby to me, actually, or more and it's sad, but obeying. But JB, I think it's also a wake up call for Yenina because you see, and yet in the case, you know, but with weekend we are. KKD, the legendary KKD, as Sunday me some your friends saying rat type be a mechanic. I was very, very sad. A doctor I was working as a similar thing.
Yes, I read that story.
Yes, this is a person I render care to people. On your cardiac, your friends saying yes, just like we are cardiac, we are now he needed your friends say catalog, catheterization. Sometimes you know. Say adebe thrombosis blockade black vessels na ma blood into me nko so they needed to do your friend say angioplasty and stent say ba ya obetimi unlock na flow and say bypass na blood at me flow. The whole of Kumasi they couldn't access that particular thing there, and these are some of the things that over the years ya can one say it is very, very important for us as people. You making sure say your health infrastructure and you be because you man yankasa ye ho. Metina how many times I one discuss it at hospital. Oh, you know and see na your friend saying John Kuma or Yari Kumasi o. He could have accessed that facility because a modern facility, but abroad by you know a bina hunyansa say you no kwafaria at Japan. Ya didn't talk him if you Kumasi a crack one ya pinchem so whom small hospital and obey we and American you can be rich with me and we are sicking you now every ever tono hospital crown who knew
Mita Kando, send off ni chrome baby and neighbor. Okay. Obey accident, I will cry so. He ended up at Covano.
Yeah, and I walk in. Your friend is saying, former vice president of this country, no Jim.
How could see Mr.
Some of these cardiac ways. So I think a wake up call. Men never being Gazana or passport and a military bridge. Young Kuma dear told not all the plane no crowd will know who our fraco. Because health in it me too anytime be this is the reason why some of us were saying say Sika yade yasa cathedral and semhunu na safor these monies could have done some of these things. How on earth and will be doctor or no render the service saving life and as for even such a situation is avoidable. And yes, be a idea kuno onya that particular your friend is saying adiana e here just to service for him ebia and cannot yase.
Na ko postpone ni wo.
Eba ye obi anka ho asem e normal one of the many wu ochena ye nim de abeto no. So I think say governance na ye no we should be human centered. Na ye hu our priorities. Na ye making sure that some of the things na betimi aboa no ye focus on some of these things. A hospital like Komfanoche, how on earth can you say you don't have catalog ever hospital? And I'm told that most of the facilities don't have. Obakaya, your friend is saying, covered by, despite Echo donate a huge sum of money at the Maomo, yes, I'm going to talk cars like a and a driver or more than the demo. A better issue, I will chroma say. So the priority, isn't about the welfare of the workers, the welfare of the facility in Nemomuhia. Now, Momusabi, you live big. No more who say, oh, see you, never you, way never you, that kind of nonsense. That is what we prioritize in this country. So I think, government must make your friend saying put special attention at these facilities. Near making sure management of these private some of these teaching hospitals now say independent, the my individual. They are still state institutions. We cannot just bequeath this institution to individuals who will sit there and mess things up because it doesn't make sense. Say about and basic things. Who here in hospital or winya? Does it make sense? You understand? So our health facilities are ailing. And I've had the benefit of being there. Now, unya ura inside, and I don't know crazy one. So, one colleague said, "Every hour, chili now take colleague who na deka krabi. Uko ura man who say, your friend is saying, "O sekrab FM."
But then, Papa, it was terrible.
And 37 is the same thing. But this is the time a man for a developer, your friend say, medical conditions are me say one day go to the surgical ward na ko breast cancer, obi a amputated one, aka one, obi how we try to ni nyina to go and look at what people are going through there. but the health needs, we are not meeting them. You understand? So I think we need to make conscious efforts, invest in health, because anyone can be a candidate at a hospital, or you can be a patient anytime. It could be through accident, it could be through cardiac arrest, it could be through anything. You understand? So I think as a country, some of these, because of knee-jerk reaction, as some way who say you sooner this week we will call radio sooner, but in we will not do some of these things. How often do people even do health education on situations like this, moving up and down, stressing and so? Because you see, human is so fragile to the extent any listing be a especially what is involving the heart and so forth, you can die. And this notion I think that we should tone it down. You can die anytime.
All right.
Just make sure that you take precaution. I am for more buying.
My first akwenya is na me nhwe Minia na Kwame Jan. So Agyarko. And one papa free move. And it's so hard and so sad and say I think I spoke with him on Sunday. Was it Saturday or Sunday? Yeah. Adechi ya Enra. And Oma Minyan and TSN Papa Free. Nana Kwame Jan, Agyarko. Nana?
JB,
yes.
Because Oshe and Eskumi, after 2024 election, back and forth, they had dream. Said, Nanu Odin Kunim. Yeah, Janka Oba Benya Nijie.
Yeah.
Agyarko Parliament, because back and forth. I can't remember, for the High Court, my ruling be contempt.
Sure.
And that they know Parliament. It do say cameras in na esinuso. The who answer ruling the buy and ye, who say wafa nay, the tablet and the phones, not just say, was sorry, away there, all. And then they saw Parliament. January 7 January early in the morning, mid morning, almost hearing in. Also, not tension, pressure, power, so because now Speaker Dikanya Akasa said, sir, after a friend is Electoral Commission declaration, if you want a police depot, a friends collection center, any declaration, where we need a declare, into your day, any BCH or Accra depot, police depot say, your baba be a declaration. It also not Speaker Dikanya Kasa said there are some MPs be on Onua, and yadia swearing in or Bemo Matiki parts. It told me say, well, Remono. Not tension, it's a BB bit me. Yeah, my Charles and Besha say, on work or more out. Into 2 million now, not to say, pressure one so far. Fortunately for him, he knew the other say because he near speaker can say, or do you see a very or your NASA declaration, baby bash, but almost now one more my process now go through or be a member of Parliament. But and once one more or cockot no, or cockot no, but anyone no. Yeah, I'm an enemy to just say, Yanko Patron, if me who's supposed to be. Alter for MP Vicente Safwa.
Yeah.
Say Sasa. A dear Nasa. There be a dear Nasa.
Well,
a dear Nasa. Ako contest. Me will say Uncle Force to Sasso, after city, Mumedio, Sass. A contest now will be a co. Ubeti me a rini, ubeti me a lusu. And I say, no coco see a camino contest. Na say results nearby no me bonjo so a emra kind of WhatsApp yes I have the right some contest me taking legal action process be say me fasu bia na bia so bia be me rectify me say me lusu me win no enti say MPP NDC and these two leading political parties no one more reps and now some parliamentary candidates na say constituency one because after me Kevo on the regional chairman Ekasaya all raising issues about Akweti de Koya also mo candidate na ye LD but the buy any select and you declared them Ernest Kumi and the you declared them Ernest Kumi NDC candidates so NDC e Eastern region is some the win they have every right to be contested with the court and to see a court na say at the end of the day Supreme Court the ruling about Ernest Kumi to so ye wadwuma na say obi nim de sinse wiem say the innocent kan ye aduane ayedi ensu ayenom unnecessary stress pressure ni mu fertilizer ni mu de ade na sa kwantifi nyakopo ato nsafre na as a member of parliament sasa hwan na ayi obi bibi say who su sasa hwan na ayi obi bibi so and then some member of parliament bi nyakopo ato inside the friend no a say na me nuati an ma wo kan fast na say because say we see enya sympathy vote enu nti de ye che ye ne yere no madam relax ukunu 40 years and I do the suomu. Yeah, one in the daho, and now what was so prepare bibi, me chest, makoma, utu kadi do hospital, Leicester Hospital, and near you declare the so why they were. Now politicians about so. She said, yeah, next seat ni bet me fiansa because 2024 crown say yeah be crank a seat intino with the because of sympathy vote Ghana for an constituency for no ebe humobo Ghana for the Romani Chinese sabi obi kunato no ba be pre the baby 80 call madam relax tobo and my politicians ain't take you for granted.
Right.
Say MPP as political party no omo ye wo madume year and yes sympathy vote and we constituency bia and I say we Ghana for
I say yeah, just the last 4 minutes to wrap up on this discussion afi ya beto aso commercial interview you call faith on your party on your wedding come but answer na no me amini Richard Asare Edro mami chair we na no pay Lucius. So, remember my final comment in the next 1 or 2 minutes. Nafe, ya call it today's program off. Na ya twas on your much. Finally, dear Nabeka.
Oh, finally, the American, the person, about last topic. He said, MPP force our issue of Ubiawu, Ubikan Kai, Yema. The alcohol and asset form.
Yeah.
This year in the day.
I think it's Phantom. Is it Phantom Man? MP. The year no more than.
I started.
And I was so West.
In fact, now come the John Kuma year so unity. But at a fast because of backlash.
And at a fast. And yet a good presidency have been set.
Yeah.
And you know, I reho Abba. Yenhwe eno no kane se wo hwe ayi ntotria abusia edi agu akwan mu ebia na wotwe dadie ayi no time abebe ya ayi na asefo na nsana se obedwen unfortunately no so krampo no isi so just 21 days so edi yenhye fa by elections and that 21 days no so minji ni se akan man mu na ya di na wotwe ayi what you see?
Now, what should they bet me?
Now, what should they bet me?
Well, depending on the family, bet me a year now. What you done now? But in this contest, now what you done here probably next week.
Yes.
After your match, I do the time on be.
I think now what you done this time, no. And I will share for me, no be a habit to me. So, young found quite you send a bear amount for bit me a prepare. And Canada, so be who are now watching pepe, na you now what you done.
Yeah.
Ha, better than no, and Tissa. However, no. Say yeah now actually that pepe no ye bedi and I say be time ben and I say time ben ye be yi no ye ni kan hwe awerho na aba no enkane ansa na ya ba dream by elections ho aden oba na nko by elections a den ne ba ene ya me no kasa kura de MPP for ope krampa yenye Ghana ha city na yenko by elections still I will be losing and she ben to bad winning
87 kwa hwe nkabi
I see. All right, Ivan, in the next 1 minute now, you're wrapping up.
Oh, JB, I think, sir, yes, Ghana for your state institutions. So, because my culture said they are the foundations of your democracy. So, when they begin to show signs of worry, incompetence, and some of these obvious biases, now you as a country, we only endanger our prospect. The prospect of our democracy because when you hear the sub-region clearly you see countries are swapping democracy for coup d'etat. And I don't say Togo.
Yeah.
President no papa tina for almost 40 good years or no who ye na batena so papa no be wunu na constitutional requirement in terms of age you cannot omit because now you needed to be 45 before you be president. But the papa make sure you so about 35 say ya who and the ban be take over and they did it. The banner rule since 2005 up to and 20 good years in there was the constitution and the why say president na Togo for 2 and what just power na free Togo for some say parliament they have 2 chambers Senate and House of Representatives omo to abayi the event saying President of Council of Ministers are performing all the functions of the president. Sa is hunu way you so and ECOWAS and other institutions to no mo na so no because no to Togo then ECOWAS will be shouting out there say yeah the army in as for alcohol. I think that you see we must begin to guard against some of these things.
Yeah.
Because and whether you like it or not, citizens are becoming enlightened, getting involved in politics. First, and I say, oh, uncle school now when you see, and about your one say, oh, she will be on Makola market now. No, what in politics? I don't need to win.
Yeah, that's true.
Because people are reading, people are listening. Yeah. So people are becoming increasingly enlightened. I think we must begin to guard state institutions against some of these inefficiencies where individuals come and they adopt this hostile, belligerent position. So it's a caution. I think the Electoral Commission, sir, Ablekuma issue will resolve here. All of them should resign and go home.
Why no?
Easy for these jokers, all of them should resign and go home. Just to save Ghanaians that they ever go through another petition. You find saying headlines are hold on and as a forum no. Because Ghana for deserve better this time. Because you see rebranded, reset Ghana. That Ghana no must renew hope, bring confidence and engender trust. Sabaya Ghana and can relate and be proud of Onua and institutions. But you will not be growing when you have jokers still masquerading these sensitive institutions.
Right.
But
I say, innocent. Another.
JB, America Chrome, okay. Eti, me trust the phone me farm and for Electoral Commission there now. Said the doctor Saribos me maybe can say NDC a trade to Ghana's democracy. No. After 2020 general election, Electoral Commission be a trade to Ghana's democracy and Ghana's development, Ghana's growth.
Electoral Commission headed by Jane Adukwe Mensah and as Electoral Commission as a board.
Electoral Commission, no, check the leadership. I'm talking about the leadership of Electoral, not the institution.
Yeah.
Oma be a threat to Ghana's democracy. And you know, sir, Chief Justice process no within the muno.
Oh, they haven't sacked it, but they will sack it.
Because the Chief Justice, they are called President, and the Electoral Commission chairperson for also the also be called Chief Justice was CJ. And see, one fast track this process. No Chief Justice, because they say, she's honest. So I just process be on them. We're not Mensah Saribos Mamusu the Yan Twaso because. The see 2020 no say Ghana for no ma wo mani da ho no say 2024 election no say na etie bia na kufa na ka oda bi dai owu awu nkwankwa ye gina ho no ya boletral process no ba ya enka bia nka the see 2020 no e be ye worse than the see 2024 and then even after 2024 no kwa no ene ma mu ye bia che say omo nsesan untimi sorry prekope nka say wo kwa akoye rerun e wo bra ye gu mra kora wo gina so wo de ye adwuma no ma ba ye threat to Ghana's democracy. And President Mahama process be a would CJ name, Yenentem. Ghana Fonso Moya Mosin or match